Good evening, Seal. We are back for Game 1 of Season 1. Today it is the Squirtle Squad returning after 2 years to face down the Cracked Boomers. We're just about to hop underway in draft here. My name is Autumn Gamer. My co-host today is Greasy with the Dragon Rider in the shadows, manning everything.
All right, everybody, this is Grease here. So we're going to be transitioning over to Pro Draft to take a look at what's going on with this draft phase here. Do you have any thoughts on what we might see coming out here, Autumn?
Bands out the gate. If I had to guess, we're probably going to be seeing a Smitty Carries band.
Okay.
I would like
what do
to
you think
see Jinx band, but we'll see. I would like to see the Hyper Carries band. Please, someone.
I'd like to see some hyper carry bands too. And
Nope, they go for a no ban.
All right, so we missed the first blue side.
We'll see what that was.
Okay, looks like that was an Ezreal.
S band. Okay, 180 down, 180 down. Let's see. Are there more to go? Are we gonna pinch the pool?
Oh, okay. So we're looking at a Silas band. So these players seem to already be deep into each other's OPGGs.
Yeah, that feels targeted.
Yeah, they're definitely making plans based around player strength rather than what they perceive to be the meta right now. All right, so Thresh coming out. Definitely another most likely targeted ban here.
Yeah, still solid support though, so plenty of reason to ban him out. That's going to be a Zed. Okay, that's an interesting one. I actually have no idea when the Zed ban's coming out, but probably a good idea.
Yeah, it's a strong jungle pick right now. It is being played in pro and high elo, so there's a chance that they're covering for that possibility. At the same time, they might just think their mid laner is the strongest player and want to knock him out.
Yeah, we can definitely see that coming down here. So just a couple seconds here, we'll get to ban number 3. That's okay. Hecarim ban. That's definitely targeted. It's Hecarim. That's interesting. We haven't seen him in a while. Caitlyn ban though. That's actually interesting. Okay. That actually I think is forcing a trade.
That was a really confident B1 Victor. Even the bans were taking 10-15 seconds. Victor came out in 0.5 seconds.
Still locked, yeah.
They knew they wanted Victor before this even started.
I get the feeling that Caitlyn was there to force a trade, was my guess. Although I'm not sure what they thought they were getting with that trade.
Oh, we go Kayn right away.
Yeah, that's well.
All right.
This will be something. This will be something. We don't normally see this. Hulk is relatively new to the squad, if I remember correctly. Morgana, though. So here's what's weird. My guess is they banned the Caitlyn to probably deny the Kate Morgana combination?
I don't know. Could the Morgana potentially be an answer to Victor also in mid lane?
No. She generally struggles there. Her wave clear is not great.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, let's see what comes out next. An Ivern. Okay.
Okay. We are entering meme territory, gentlemen. We are.
Seldom played.
We've gone into the dark. Yeah, we've gone into the dark forest. The Mushroom Man is out.
We have Treebeard. Let's see where Gandalf is.
Yeah. Best way to describe this at this point, I have no clue what they're thinking, except for probably team fight is the direction we're going. Yeah, we're going.
All right, we're getting fabulous now. So we have a very, very supportive first 3 picks. We have a ton of utility. Nice.
Okay, this is scary, actually. This bot lane is potentially scary.
We didn't get Gandalf, but we got female Legolas, so we're happy.
We got female Legolas, and we got, I guess, fabulous Boromir? I guess that's the way to describe that.
There you go.
Yeah, well, going into ban 3 here, or ban 4. Kate Morgana, great. Morgana Ashe, I guess it's discount Kate Morgana. They're denying the Jinx now, so they really don't want the Taric buffs on the Jinx. That's probably a good idea. They're denying the Ziggs, so they're calling the Morgana as a support pick, and they're going to ban the mid lane. They're probably correct.
I think they're right, yeah. And I think even a third hyper carry ban here is probably the way to go because they have such a supportive B1 through 3.
And they're going to take Vayne. Lucian is still open if they play. Unless we're seeing something.
I haven't seen him much lately, though.
Yeah, I haven't seen him much, but he is still relatively strong. That said, they can't pair it with the Nami anymore. However, Tarek can actually do some interesting things when combined with a mobile AD carry. That's going to be a Rumble ban, so we're not going to get something spicy out of the top lane.
Interesting. Yeah, these are some really targeted blue side bans.
We've run into a slight problem here. You've left Corki up.
I think that the Victor pick was just an I dare you to pick Corki play. And I don't know if they're going to pick it. I feel like they're not. But let's see.
No, they're going to pick Ori.
Okay. So we got counter pick top on red side still.
Looking who's on that team, I am in no way surprised. Shadow plays Ori, so this is so far within norm. We kind of strayed into the realm of the weird a little bit there with the tree, but
Samira. Okay.
That's actually almost scarier than the Lucian. And
Samira Tarek might be
strictly because of the Tarek here. Tarek can actually do some very unpleasant things, although it's a little less scary because you're picking this into the Morgana. That's just covering something. That's just a jump right there. Okay.
They saw that Ashe Ori Wombo and they said, "You want to play Wombo? Let's go." So what do we even answer here? We have a top lane pick.
Mordekaiser. Right. Yeah, no. I would not be surprised if we actually see the Mord flip into the Victor later on.
Well, this is looking just fantastic. I like both of these drafts. These are super, super brutal team fight comps. We're going to have some crazy 5v5s.
I'm a little less concerned about the 5v5s later on and a lot more concerned about what's going to happen in the lead up to that. Now, Ivern is relatively useless up until like level 3. He doesn't have to clear his jungle, so he's relatively safe there, but he's kind of vulnerable and not necessarily the most practical for supporting. So he's kind of out of the picture there. So it's a little weird here. I think Cracked is they're kind of gonna be having to wait them out, I guess, is the best way to describe that team's best shot. Maybe they're going to try to overpower the Morgana Ashe with the Samira Tarek lane, but it's a Morgana.
Yeah, what I'm kind of thinking here is Mord pick is going to be really clutch, because if Mord can get it, Tarek, for example, right before we start a fight, by the time he's out, it'll be too late to ult. So there's a lot of things that this Mord's going to be able to do. Likewise, if he gets the Malphite before the fight starts, that's going to really take away their ability, Cracked Boomer's ability to pick the fight that they want, and they're going to kind of have to play the fight that they get.
Yeah, now, where things get potentially interesting is the direction Kayn goes. There's a little bit of variability there. It's not... like, this is probably that situation where you just go red Kayn and face tank everything, but
yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, they already have been mixing up the drafts quite a bit, so I don't feel confident to say like, yeah, they're going to go red Kayn, but this is a good red Kayn game for sure. We're on the same page there. Talking
we just had a little bit of a lobby hiccup, but it looks like we're going to get an action here real soon.
So what do you think? Where do you think Ivern's gonna go? I'm curious about the Ivern pick. They feel confident clearly that this is a champion.
He starts.
You think he's gonna start blue for sure?
He absolutely starts blue. He's mana hungry.
All right. So we're blue side. Cracked Boomers are blue side. So he's gonna start blue. So he's gonna be pathing towards bot lane, essentially.
That's so. How it works with Ivern, and it's a little bit weird, is obviously Ivern doesn't fight, right? He does his weird little voodoo ritual in the camps and they disappear into XP. So you kind of have that point where your objective is really there to just prime every camp within a quadrant or a scuttle and then just like grab them as they go. So your clears can be really delayed or really quick. It's entirely dependent on the presence of smite.
Okay.
The obvious problem with that is, to do that you take HP and you take mana, and a lot of mana, which leaves you vulnerable. A bad Ivern is gonna get bullied, and Kayn is just the champion to bully him.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm expecting a full clear from Kayn, but maybe I don't know the Kayn Ivern matchup, so maybe we're gonna see some nasty bullying out of the Kayn into the Ivern. I think I'm predicting that whoever gets to the bot side of the map first is gonna have an early lead. I think that's the place to be this game.
Yeah, and if that's the goal, then if you prime it, you can, as Ivern, prime everything, grab a camp, and before the other guy is even close to done, you have picked up the entirety of your jungle.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like level 4, the dude's still level 2 trying to clear his third camp, and you're pretty much good to go. But to do that does put you at risk, and that's the key thing here is we gotta watch out for is how much is the Ivern willing to risk in terms of his HP and mana bar before the danger of getting got by the Kayn or a roaming mid laner becomes too great for him.
So I wonder if that's the case, if maybe red side should be looking for an early invade for vision. If they can suss out where Ivern's starting and get some critical wards, like I don't know, but based on what you're saying, maybe the Raptor camp is a point where he might reveal that he's going to let himself get really low. So if we ward that out, we can look for a spicy Kayn play.
Absolutely, running a vision early is a great option here for them. If you can figure out where the Ivern is going to go, especially if he's pre-priming, you just steal his camp and you deny him. Not only are you denying him XP, but you're also denying him his hit points and mana, which just makes it worse.
Yeah, it's certainly a difficult trade to decide to make as the Ivern player.
Yeah. Now, where he is strong is Ivern does provide a lot of shielding and can provide a hefty amount of CC. He has his own effectively built-in engage, and once he hits level 6, that's actually where Ivern is at his best, because Daisy is literally the 6th man. Drops in, has its own CC, it's a giant wall of hit points. It's actually an incredibly useful ultimate. Even more useful than the Tibbers ultimate, which has that stun built into its first shot, but getting there is the hard part.
I know we talked about Red Kayn in the beginning. But actually, looking at the left side of the map here, looking at blue side, I almost wonder if Kayn going blue Kayn and itemizing early into Serpent's Fang might be really, really high value because we have shields on almost every character. Even Malphite has a shield in his passive.
Yeah, shield reduction or shield penetration is probably going to be a good idea. Probably overall be a good idea to pick up if you're going into a fighter here. The interesting thing I want to see is how Mordekaiser can actually deal with a Malphite, because technically you can kind of just yoink Malphite into the Shadow Realm, basically, and you stop that entire engage out of him.
Yeah, it's definitely it's going to be an exciting moment because if Malphite presses R during the Mord animation, it will cancel Mord's ult. Malphite's completely unstoppable during his signature move, Unstoppable Force, of course.
Yeah, at least they got that part right. The other interesting thing is the thing I'm mildly concerned about is, at least for the majority of this game, it feels like correct boomers are running on relatively low damage unless they do something weird out of the top lane. Like you have like 2 potentially devastating carries, but if they get shut down, they get shut down hard.
Yeah, you can't afford to make a misstep or start a fight on somebody else's terms. Victor and Samira have to be in position or you're just in trouble.
Yeah, versus on the other hand, with the Squirtle squad, the damage potential of each individual champion I feel is overall lower, except in the jungle, but for obvious reasons. But the team damage potential is significantly higher, so every single member on that team, even the support, is dangerous in some way. Which also means that you can't really, like, after the Malphite's done his thing, or after the Tark's burned his ultimate, you can kind of ignore him, right? You can just ignore Tarek once he's done his thing. He's basically he's a minion, really. He's a melee minion, just a big one.
Yeah,
you can't really choose to ever ignore Morgana because she's always doing something. You can't really choose to ignore Oriana because especially the ball. You really can't ignore Mordekaiser because Mordekaiser won't let you ignore him, and Ash is a turret if she gets going.
Yeah, I really like how Squirtle Squad has more of a mixed identity in what their comp can do. I mean, really, when you look at Crack Boomers, they play front to back or they don't get to play the game. That's their identity, period. And they have one engage option, so they can, if they see a really good fight, they can say, okay, we take this, we start it now, but that's it. Other than that, they're front to back. But then on the side of Squirtle Squad, we have an Ash Arrow for pick, we have a Morgana Q, but then we have this Mordekaiser, and we have this Ori to team fight really well too. So we get to pick fights, but we can also fight back when we get fights taken against us.
Yeah, which absolutely will protect them. Now we're finally loading in here. Spectator delay is done, which helps preserve our competitive integrity. What little of it we actually have is seal. Mostly joking there, guys. We are quite competitive here, and we are loading in. And I guess we can judge skins.
Oh,
They
that
all
we
got
can. So it looks like we've invested a lot more money in our win on the side of Squirtle Squad. We care a lot more about looking fashionable.
Yeah, but nothing ever beats anything Tarek. Tarek is too fabulous. He is carrying that skin line.
True. And I do think for Ivern, the organic approach of just being your natural self kind of works. So maybe that counts. Alrighty.
Yeah, if I get a chance to load. We're getting. Okay, I'm having a little bit of issue on my end. That is not great.
A slight technical difficulty. We're resolving it right now.
Yeah. Yeah, we're experiencing a major technical difficulty here at the moment. It seems, as is the standard with Riot Spectator Client, they really don't seem to want us to watch this game. So. Yeah, welcome to the new Rift, ladies and gentlemen. It's bad.
Well,
It's
apparently Mordekaiser has already brought everyone into the Shadow Realm.
Hmm. Well, let's a quick trip to Google Land, and we will see if we actually have anything there.
Maybe somebody could try spectating directly from client.
We may have. Yeah, we're going to try a thing here. We are trying to get back into it just now, and we will see if this bug is persistent or not. Yeah, no, unfortunately, when it comes to doing these sorts of games, yeah, Riot's blind. Okay, so my client seems to be holding up just fine. All right, looks like we're getting back in here.
All right, well, let's do it anyway.
And we're resynchronizing at 2 minutes.
And can you reshare on Discord, Dragon?
And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are back.
Nope. I cannot. Nope. Let me rejoin. Oh, I can see it. Yes. We are online.
Excellent. We're locked in. I'm synced up to 2 minutes along with our host, so we should be good to go whenever. And with that, we are off. So we missed the first 2 minutes of action. It does, however, look like nobody actually died. Lanes seem to have solidified. Ivern is prepping his bot side first, but he did take blue. So we did get that call out correct. He is currently about half. Kane is blazing it through the jungle and not the 420 kind in this instance. Meanwhile, mid lane is pretty much pushing about as hard as we expect them to push, and top lane is top lane. Remember, guys, top lane won't be able to teleport down for the first 15 minutes. We are, however, missing some... It looks like teleport's broke again, guys. Great. Thanks, spectator. Yeah, so the missing summoner spells are, in fact, teleport. And we're off to a relatively normal, if somewhat tame start. And it looks like CS is remaining about equal, though Ivern is pulling a little bit of an early lead in jungle, and the Victor pulling a bit of an early lead in mid.
Yeah, and interestingly, it looks like Kane actually skipped his Grom. So he started for an initial 4-camp deal. Oh, sorry, take it away. We got action.
Yeah, action indeed going down in the bottom side here, as there is an attempt at the Ivern, but he is pretty well alone here. So they'll just back off. No summoner spells burned.
Yeah, it looks like they were on slightly different pages. You know, Ivern was coming in, but they weren't quite close enough to follow up.
And this kind of points out to that issue I said earlier about Ivern being relatively useless in early ganks, and that's pretty much it right there. The tree offers no help early on.
Looks like we secured top Scuttle Crab as Kane, though.
Yeah, so first scuttle, the painful scuttle is taken care of. Unfortunately, it is not the glorious Chemtech scuttle, our holy overlord, and we're going back straight into Gromp.
Okay, so we're now developing a trend of strong prio here with the Senna and the Taric. Wonder if they're going to look for a recall soon. Looks like Victor's spending his mana to get wave prio and to have pressure in mid and trade with Ori.
Yeah, doing good so far on that one.
Oh, we have action in the top lane, it looks like. Kane's
yeah, here we go. Here's the gank. So okay, that was actually a very good pull in the Malphite. A lot of damage down. He may have to flash. He does flash, so that's one summoner spell burned.
Okay. We have no Taric stun, no black shield. Oh, they're chasing him down. Oh, we landed.
This will be it. This will be it. First blood goes to the Morgana.
Okay, but can Samira maybe follow it up?
She tries for it. She goes for the flash. Does get the trade. She might die to damage though, and she will, as the Ashe is still too strong. So overall, I wouldn't really call that worth it. The majority of the money goes out to Squirtle squad, Crack Boomers. Good trade back to try to salvage something of that, but currently Ultimate Ace is just holding steady with a CS advantage and now a kill advantage and the assist advantage. All right,
yeah, this is definitely looking good for Squirtle squad so far.
First teleport is down, so we don't have that timer unfortunately at the moment, but Victor does teleport to his turret to take those minions, maintaining even CS, and is going to try to get a little bit of a push here while Orianna backs.
Yeah, and you know, Mord's in a really good spot here. Malphite really can't leave. Oh, got some action in the topside jungle.
Yeah, it'll be something perhaps.
Okay, we threatened a stun, but...
Nope. Yeah, no one Unfortunately, this is kind of just the way it's going to go for a little while with the Ivern. They're going to threaten things, but nobody's going to die. We need to wait a little bit for more damage to come through before.
Oh, we're really wrapped around this Victor. This is bad.
Oh, that's a good lock. It's a good lockdown. It's a lot of damage as well. The ult goes down just to make sure, and he can't do anything about it. The kill goes down to the Kayn, which is exactly what you want if you're a Kayn. Early kills are fantastic.
Oh, and there's the Kayn invade that you were saying might happen here. A little bit of bullying. He's pushing Ivern out of his bot side jungle.
Yeah, Ivern did grab his Raptors earlier on. They do have some vision now. They're going to get even more control over it, and they're going to just pop that. And he's actually thinking of coming up behind. We might see some lane on lane action here. They don't see him. They have no clue about this.
They had a pink in that tri-brush, but they actually destroyed it to place it in one of the lane brushes right before King came. Okay, He's in the lane.
Kayn's in the lane. The gank goes down. This could result in a lot of damage, but nope, they're going to back away. That's still good. That is still good pips onto the Kayn, closer to transformation. Exactly what you want to see here. That's forcing them onto the back foot. Keeps them off their minions here. Taric especially can't afford to lose that HP because every bit of HP you burn is less HP you have as a buffer and also more mana you have to burn to heal.
And I wonder if they don't look the dragon here in a little bit. Tarik's pretty low HP, and we have a level advantage on the Kayn.
Oh, that's a bit of a stun there onto Morgana. Decided to hold the black shield because there's really nothing that can be done here.
Oh wow, we get the Mordekaiser Shadow Realm ult, and it looks like there's no way Ivern gets out of here, right?
Yeah, no, the tree dies. The tree just dies. The rock can't really do anything either. Felling trees, felling mountains, is there anything this giant lich can't do?
Looks like he once again is going to have wave prio. Seems to be a pretty consistent trend in top lane here.
Yeah, there's the early Drake. So Cloud Drake goes down first. The next Drake up is going to be Infernal. So this means that we are going to see either Ocean, Mountain, or Hextech. 1 in 3 odds of either of those souls here.
Looks like Mordekaiser grabbed some honey fruit during that too, so he's all the way
just healing up. A bit of a scuffle going down in bot side. Taric is staying well back, and Samira doing Samira things. Manages to avoid most of the damage with the spell shield, which is an absolutely brilliant use of the technique, but doesn't really actually do all that much aside from give Taric some time to back.
Meanwhile, mid lane is actually going pretty even. We're almost dead even on CS. We do have the 1 assist on Ori, but that was due to a lot of help from the Kayn and, of course, the Morgana. So I think the mid matchup is actually panning out really evenly.
Yeah, mid matchup's panning out even. However, what's not panning out even is that jungle matchup, as the... There we go. The Ivern has got his Raptors prepped, but he's not actually going for that yet. He's going to prime the red buff first. So
it looks like Holv might actually go for the Rift Herald here. Definitely for the crab as well.
Yeah. Oh, that crab just dies. Oh, that poor scuttle crab. Sir, I'd like to report a murder.
That was not the Chemtech scuttle for certain.
Nope. And here we go.
We got Daisy on the map.
Yeah, so we finally have a useful Ivern. Is the best way to describe that.
May have spoke too soon about the useful Ivern.
We will see. Oh, Malphite not in a good spot. Has to back away. And
so
Butter Freeload just chilling.
Yeah, and it looks like we're getting a free Rift Herald on the top side of the map.
Absolutely free Rift Herald. We have an assist come down. So this is one of the strengths of Ivern, is once he gets past a certain point, he actually shares buffs. So
we're putting that money straight onto Mordekaiser. We say, hey, we like how he's abusing this Malphite. We like that he won a 2v1. We're going in on this guy. He's our carry this game.
Yep. Straight down, break the top lane very early. Rift Herald's going to take a little bit of damage. But with only 2 people there, the plates aren't actually going to get all that strong.
We may have a play going down mid, actually.
4 plates? No, Rift goes down top, and that's a lot of gold.
It looks like off screen we had a huge gank on the Ori that almost took her out with the Ivern. The Q must have landed because she was not moving for a second there. And
yeah, something. Yeah, it looks like Q landed. Daisy not available just yet.
Oh, The flash in from Tar, the ult from Tar.
Flash ult, yep.
Samira doesn't quite have ult yet.
That, however, is a lot of... Oh, that's not a good place to be for Morgana. Morgana will die. Okay, the stun goes down as well. Ashe is still holding alone, so that is a lot... That is a good fight. That is a kill, but that's also a lot invested for that kill.
Yeah, it is, but you know, they did get the flash on the Morgana, so there's a chance that maybe they can go for another play like that.
Suns are down completely, however, there's a Kayn here, and he is very strong right now. That's not a place you want to be. Okay, Ashe goes down, but Taric goes down as well. The ult comes out. Samira really cannot do anything to stop it. That's a double kill.
Wow. That was such a clean play by Kayn. He Q-flashes so confidently. He gets the double kill. Wow, this Kayn is huge.
Sacrificed a little bit on the bot lane, but there's an extra assist going down that evens out that little CS differential, and also puts that wave in a place that the correct boomers really don't want to be. It's going to slow push right in towards the Ashe. It's going to build up for them. Kayn goes right in. Morgana taking a little bit of some me time in the river, and overall, I mean, the gold lead says it all. 2,000 gold lead already for the Squirtle squad here, and frankly, almost all of it's on Kayn. This Kayn is just bullying.
Yeah, so it looks, you know, as we discussed in the draft phase, these teams are pretty evenly matched compositionally. So it looks like the way for us to transition into mid-game here as Squirtle squad is just making
second top side. And yep, top side turret goes down. So that frees up the Mordekaiser to kind of just do whatever he wants now. We're still we're a solid 2 minutes away from teleport being actually useful outside of onto turrets. So we're not quite to the point where top laners suddenly become massively relevant to the rest of the map, but this does provide a predicament for crack boomers, because now they have a lane that's a long, slow-pushing lane. And a little bit of fight goes down. Ooh, tries for the engage, gets locked up by the binding, and yeah, no, they're just gonna start the dragon here. I don't think there's really anything crack boomers can do about it at the moment.
Looks like Ivern's thinking about going in on that dragon now. He's definitely
might be.
considering it.
He does go for the binding, but the smite goes down and is very clean, and that's a dragon soul that's up here. Ooh, we got a spicy soul on the rift today, guys. Welcome to the Thunderdome. It's time for the X-Tech.
The lone remaining dragon soul from the new season.
M-Tech is dead. Long live Skull. That is unfortunate, but we're seeing a little bit of action.
Going for a play on the Mordekaiser, but he might be able to 2v1 this. I wouldn't be
he
so
absolutely
sure
can 2v1 this. He can also just leave. Not sure about 3v1 though. This might be where things get interesting. He has burned his flash, so he's just gonna try to drag someone to the Shadow Realm. Yeah, he's dragging. So he's gonna take the Malphite. That's actually a friend there. That's a good ultimate from Orianna. Mordekaiser is still absolutely tanking this. He's not dead yet. That's 2 down. Mordekaiser still alive, by the way. Nothing they can do. That's a lot of damage. The killing spree for Butterfreelo.
Yeah,
absolute mad lad in the 3 versus 1. Brilliant use of the ultimate to get some healing down and take out the weaker member first. And then just domination. Bit of help from the Orianna goes in. That seals the 3 kills for them. And that's really bleeding gold and map control out of the top side now.
Yeah, you know, I don't know that was the move. Going for the Fed Mordekaiser in what was initially a 2v2. He also has Merc Treads. And you were going at him with 2 fairly low damage, magic damage characters.
You know, that's not a smart move here. Yes, there's an objective in the top lane that can get you more bounty and get you some more bounty gold. But 1, you're not killing Mordekaiser right now. 2, go to your bot side. Your bot side's stronger.
Yeah.
Send the 3-man bot. Pile onto the Ashe Morgana. Yes, it's dangerous. Yes, it's risky. But Mordekaiser is far less likely to be there than he is anywhere else. Oh, the teleports are back visible, which means the teleports are back off cooldown.
Okay, another kill on the Samira.
Yeah, that's what you want. Morgana pushing a little too hard here, but here is Kayn! The ult is down. They can't do anything to stop this. They can't go invincible. They can't deal the damage. Good ultimate pulls them back in. All right, that's the 3-man going golden, but will it be enough? Taric goes down. Orianna goes down. Ivern goes down. It's a double kill to the Ashe. somehow there's still just a living Kane getting all of the healing. He finally drops down, but he dies to the Mordekaiser after the teleport coming in. Ivern goes in, does not get the Ash. Victor dies in the process. That is an ace to the bot side. So the teleports come offline just in time for the Squirtle squad to tag team to victory.
That fight felt so hype. I mean,
that was really frenetic, man. They had the plan, they had a goal, they knew the mistake they made, they knew what they had to do, but they didn't count on the teleport timers.
Yeah, and I think that Ivern had a really clutch stopwatch right as he was going to die. He got a whole extra shield off during that fight because of that. Kane, he went in really deep, and I think he actually overestimated how much survivability he'd have standing next to that Samira. So I think Blue Side did way more work than I expected there, actually.
He absolutely did, but at the same time, Kane did work. So it's a Lee syndrome problem, right? If you're a Kane, you have one choice. That choice is in. So I think at that point they did they did the right thing there to go as deep as they can and push as hard as they could. They knew they had the advantage. And here we go. The swap comes up. Ash is going to enjoy this nice, long, steady lane.
Yeah, it looks like Malphite's kind of solo contesting this Rift Herald. He got caught out. I don't know if that was the move.
That's not... No, he's in a bad spot. Your tank, start itemizing. Just back away, get what CS you can, accept the fact that the Ashe is going to push in and clean up. You really can't match Mordekaiser right now. Your Samira is a better solution for that at the moment.
I think, though, if they're giving up vision within a minute of dragon spawning, and that's really what they want to be investing in more than Rift Herald here, there's a small window here where we can get a vision advantage as cracked boomers, and that actually might let us back into the game if we do it right.
There is. The Scuttle goes down, though, so there's vision back in top side. The Rift Herald goes down, and there is a world where within this 1 minute, you use the... that's an ult, that's an ult, that's an ult. He goes godlike! The arrow doesn't even get to come in and end the tree. The Lich Man just puts him out of his misery. That tree is getting cut down over and over and over again. This is some rampant deforestation right now.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like a giant suit of armor, but he plays like a lumberjack this game.
Very clearly. So that's going to be a Rift charge onto mid. Mid turret's going to drop for sure. They could get another charge off here if they want to try, but here is Cracked Boomers with the defense. They're going to put as much damage down onto this herald as possible. They do not want to get the charge off. Tarek's going to go for it, and he does get it. Oh. So they're not going to bother. However, that was also a bait. The Rift Herald was a lie. You shouldn't have done that. The flash goes in. That's a double kill for the Vayne. Not the Vayne, the Kane. Jeez, too many similar names going on here. He is in the turret. What is this madness?
That kind of goes back to what we said about Squirtle Squad's comp earlier on, is they can function as a pick comp, and that's exactly what they just did there. Oh. Got a Victor ult onto the Ashe, didn't amount to anything, but yeah, the Morgana just hit a bind on the Taric. They followed up with a clean shockwave that ended up pulling the Samira in as well, or the Malphite in as well, rather, and that was kind of all she wrote. Tower went down, we have Prio on Dragon.
The painful part about that is he kind of did it to himself. He went in to stop the charge. The charge that wouldn't have killed the turret. And this can be a first Hextech Drake goes down. So as we all know, the Hextech Drake, my English is terrible today, gives ability haste and attack speed. 6% attack speed doesn't sound like much, but on an AD carry like Ashe, that is monstrous.
Yeah, agreed. And so we're on Soul Point now. The only way back into this game for Blue Side now, for Crack Boomers, we have 3 objectives in the way of these tier 1 turrets still on the map. We have to get these outers down. That's the only way. We're going to get some gold back on our team from these objective bounties. If we can get Samira into a good situation and maybe get a pick on somebody with a Malphite ult here, someone overextended, that's our way back in.
And the problem, though, is they're on Soul Point, and they got Baron up at the moment. So what can you really do if they decide to push for an objective? Can you actually stand up to this team? Can you even dissuade them from doing anything?
Well, we're 10k down, which constitutes about 75% of the gold of the winning team. So we're definitely in a rough spot, and we're also invested into having only 2 damage dealers and a very supportive comp. So it feels even worse to be in the spot that we're in.
Yeah, let's actually just take a look here, see where all the gold is, and it's not in a good spot. Almost all their gold is currently on Samira, who is actually functionally ahead, or not functionally ahead, it's about 1,000 gold behind her companion.
So I have to comment on the play that just happened. So Orianna just got hit by an Ivern Q and dove by Victor and Ivern and absolutely clutched the hell out of that play. An amazing
and after that, they're 4-man down. They're going. Squirtle Squad is pulling a Squirtle move here. They're going to go straight for the Baron here, try to draw them out into a fight. This is exactly what Squirtle Squad wanted. You guys don't want to be here. Malphite is setting up for an ultimate he thinks he can get, but what can they really do? They're down some important abilities here, and they're down a character. Now they could try for this might fight, but it's not going to matter. The Baron goes down too late. They don't get the fight going off. The killing spree already starts. That is Malphite. That is Tarek. It's going to soon be Victor. There is nobody left to defend. The tree is running for his life. He's making like a tree and leaping it.
And you know, we still have an Ash Arrow, and we're about to have a Shockwave. I wonder if they don't push for the end here.
They absolutely have the potential to do so here, but they also absolutely have to be careful. That turret's going to get shattered really quickly here. The death timers are still more than 10 seconds away for half the team.
It looks like
they're
we're
going to try for something here. They're trying. They don't have really any minions in other lanes, so they don't. If they want to do something, they have to push. They're kind of in an awkward spot here lane-wise. They might be trying to set up a fight. No, they're going to back away. They're going to instead try to curate the minions in the other lanes, or wait for the minions to crash in the mid lane here. Right, the top lane minions have finally hit the turret. There's a little bit of a scuffle going on the side. Malphite forced to flash away. He's incredibly low, but it is Victor who goes down first. It is Tarek who follows second. Daisy comes out to the bit of the lockup to draw them away as long as possible, but it is not going to matter. This is absolute carnage as Samira cannot dodge the bullets fast enough. They have minions in the base. They are now focusing on the turret. They're keeping the other two at bay. There is no damage left on the field for cracked boomers. Squirtle Squad are putting this fire out quickly. That's Nexus Turret 2. That's going to be the Nexus, and that's going to be the game 1-2 Squirtle Squad.
All right. That was a really clean game 1 from Squirtle Squad. It felt a little bit like it was starting to materialize as a draft diff, in that it didn't really look like we had tools on Cracked Boomer's side of the roster to be able to come back in the game once we fell behind. There were so many abilities to pick them off once we had that lead, and the jungle was totally taken over by Kayn once Ivern started to fall behind.
Yeah, that definitely did not feel like something that I would classify as fun to play against. Once you make that one mistake, once you're into that, once they're that little bit ahead, Kayn has the power to absolutely step on the throttle, which is what happened there.
Yeah, so I'm anticipating that we are going to see a Kayn ban going into the next game. I think he was a problem. I think he probably felt like a problem, and I think that they're going to address that.
That or maybe Mordekaiser. Like, it's one of those two.
Either one. Maybe both.
That is an unfortunate. I mean, that's just the unfortunate reality of the situation they're in. That they're in there, though. It's not like it is not the worst that can happen, but it is still pretty bad. Oh dear, my client has borked itself, but we. All right, we're gonna try this again.
On the other hand, what do you think the Squirtle Squad is going to do to make adjustments in the pick ban phase? Do you think we're going to see any bans based on last draft, or do you think it's going to be more of the same?
We might see something to address Tarek Samira that started to get a little spooky. But at the same time, I really don't think that there's a need on their side to do anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, if I was Squirtle Squad, I might try to run back a very similar comp. That looked really good from them. That I feel like that'd be strong to just do again. But if I'm the Ashe, I don't want to see that Samira again.
Yeah, just from a personal laning standpoint, the only other thing I could probably suggest is maybe a little bit of the deeper realm on the support side. But you are a Morgana. But if you're running Morgana or other Enchanter supports, you really don't like roaming that deep or that far. But frankly, they had the control. They could have gone away with it. We could have seen that Morgana as a top lane with how much control they had.
And Morgana felt really good that game. I was impressed by the dark binding accuracy. They were landing like 9 out of 10 times. I don't know if I saw a critical bind miss even once. So that was really, really well played by, I don't want to mess this name up, but I Desi. Is it just Desi or I Desi?
I have no clue. I think it's Idesi most of the time. All right,
All
here we
right.
go.
If
Pro
any...
draft number 2.
Okay.
So they have flipped sides now. The Squirtle squad is going to be blue side for now, and Greg Boomers is going to be red side. This does change things a little bit here. I'm wondering if maybe the Squirtle squad is actually trying for a Caitlyn Morgana, and they only banned the Caitlyn because they didn't want to give it away round 1.
Yeah, I think, Caitlyn is very, very good into Ashe because of the range advantage, and Ashe is also fairly squishy for an ADC. Doesn't have super high base armor values. So I think that may have played into it. Let's see what happens here.
Not. All right, here we go. We're going to flip into picks and bans real quick for game 2, and Squirtle Squad is opening it up.
We don't want to see Silas. We've made that extremely clear. Oh, there's the Kane ban straight out of the gate. I told you, he left an impact.
Yeah, Kane's probably... They're not going to... So here's the problem, though. What do you ban after this? Like, do you just start banning junglers? Do you start banning those kind of just, like, drive-by capable junglers? They're going to ban the Morgana as well, so they really don't want that combination to exist.
They really just want to shoot their shot at a totally different set of champions this game.
Yep, Squirrel Squad is going to ban Caitlyn as well, so now the Caitlyn ban wasn't a denial, that was just straight up they don't like Caitlyn.
Oh, the Victor. Interesting.
Okay, so is Craig Boomer's banning their own comp out here? They don't want to give the Victor away. I don't think that really matters to Shadow. Shadow just plays Ori.
I think they're telegraphing that they want Corki. They don't think that Squirtle Squad plays Corki, and they are afraid of the Corki Victor matchup. That's their big concern. So I wouldn't.
And this is the problem. You banned the assassin, so now you get the squishy flubber tank. That's
you get
scary.
The permagank Zach.
Yeah, there's. I feel sorry for whatever lane he sets up a tent in.
Oh, we're really, really considering this pick now. I thought maybe we had a really strong bead pointed at Corki, but clearly not. We're debating it.
I mean, there's a situation here where you don't do Corki. No, they're gonna bait. Okay, so we thought Ivern was risky.
Kindred's definitely an interesting pick. It can bully Zach in the early game.
It
can actually take over the map pretty well in the first 3 minutes, but again,
you can absolutely get bullied. Like, you're mark dependent. We're gonna see a Mundo, so no magic in the top lane is what we're saying today.
All right,
we're doing absolutely
what the is from Squirtle here.
Yeah, Mundo here being an excellent tank, and the next pick to come up. I'm getting a feeling here they want to keep that entire vibe from their last team composition, because they clearly couldn't deal with it, and oh boy, they're going full send.
Okay, so we're going engage with the Leona. I wonder if we're just going to go a straight kill bot lane.
I mean,
for ADC here.
That's what I would do here. There's a world here where you do something crazy. Like I don't even know anymore. Like, do we lock Tristana? Do we go Tristana? No, they're just gonna lock Ashe.
Take the Ashe again.
That's still equally actually, that's even more terrifying, because now the entire bot lane can CC you, and you'll just stay there forever, and you'll cry as you're never allowed to move in. At this point,
it really looks like the Squirtle squad should rename themselves to the Mertread Salesmen, because that's what that team comp looks like.
Yeah, I don't like this pick. And I don't like this pick because Vayne is absolutely going to get bodied.
Oh, we know that Vayne needs to have cleanse. And so if you're going to take a champion that has to have cleanse, you may as well take it into a comp that has nothing but stuff that you want to cleanse. So I don't actually hate the Vayne pick.
Yeah, the problem is the cleanse, the CC doesn't stop, right? So, like, where do you cleanse?
Well,
So that
that's up
yeah.
to the Vayne player. That's what divides the heroes from the wannabes.
That's what. Yeah, I guess we might be going vein spotting either way. Oriana ban, Diana ban taken out. They are not letting Shadow get that Oriana again. They do not want that. That's probably a smart move for them there.
They said no Mordekaiser. So we
Yeah,
actually
they
banned 4 out
basically.
of 5
Yeah, they
champions.
basically banned the entire team composition. So.
And they banned their own Victor. They said just so that we can remind ourselves not to do it again.
I mean, I don't think the Victor was actually too bad. I don't think it was the problem.
No, I'm only joking, of course. The Victor actually looked pretty good.
Yeah, I think the issue was more they just kind of collapsed in the top lane in the jungle and didn't really have a response to it.
Okay, we said no Tarek. You guys were too fabulous last game, win or lose. We're taking it away.
Yeah, no, we're not going down that road. So both supports banned out. I think this is actually smart going into a Ashe Leona lane. Even with the potential for cleanse, I don't think Van's gonna have a good time.
Yeah, I'd actually really like to see an enchanter with this vein, maybe a Lulu, something that can poke out a little bit.
They're gonna
we
provide
go to
an
mid
echo. That's actually smart.
It is a blind pick echo though, which is always a little nerve-wracking. Let's see what the answer is from Squirtle Squad. Oh, we go Trundle. I wonder now. This is starting to look like a flex between Zach and Trundle jungle / top. Wonder if the Trundle is top or the Zach. Exciting to see a little bit of flexibility here. Okay, so we still have one last pick on blue side that will maybe show us some. Oh, okay, so we are going with the artillery mage, most likely mid by the look of it, and the Braum is locked in. Okay. So I'm actually unsure about the Zach versus Trundle being top or jungle here. I think the better pick would probably be Zach jungle and Trundle top. It's not entirely clear.
There's a lot of ways you can go about this. I actually like the Trundle entirely because the Trundle basically just shuts down the Mundo.
Yeah, it's great into Braum too. You can steal some of those bonus stats from W. I think
also,
they're gonna put the Zach jungle. What do you think?
Yeah. I think they can, but if it is Mundo, they can legitimately just get away with putting him wherever they darn well please. I think Trundle would actually be a little better into the jungle, especially if Kindred's on hand, because Trundle was a little scarier.
Yeah, again though, I gotta say, while I think there's outplay potential on the side of Cracked Boomers, I really like the Squirtle Squad's comp. They have a lot of engage. They have Pick and the Zac and the Ashe. They can fight fights that were even engaged against them because they have the Trundle Pillar and they have the Vel'Koz you have to run into. I think their comp looks stellar.
I think it definitely. I'm trying to figure out where Cracked Boomers actually has a chance here, really, outside of just raw outplay. And the issue I'm seeing here is just. Really, I guess the crux of it is their champs are complicated.
Well, look at it this way. We do have a ranged advantage in the top side of the map. This Kindred can bully Zac and Trundle pretty hard if he gets any kind of lead. He's going to outrange them. He has a lot of movement to outplay the Zac abilities. Once he hits 6, there's dive potential. There's all sorts of things that can happen. Kindred also does objectives way faster than the Zac does, so there's potential there to start running over objectives if we get a big lead. And then Mundo is sort of unkillable. Even if we get a lead on him, he'll always reach a point where he can kind of just walk away from whatever happens. So it's hard for Squirtle Squad to really invest in stopping Kindred from playing towards top if he wants.
Yeah, it is absolutely difficult for him to do that. That issue again, though, the issue I'm going to bring up here is it is, I think, vastly harder for Cracked Boomers to execute what they want to do than it is for Squirtle Squad to execute what they want to do. Squirtle Squad's plan is very simple. Push a button, kill champion. That is the extent of their execution limit on their champions.
Maybe another way we could look at this then is we have a lot of CC and a lot of magic damage on the side of Squirtle Squad. Which of these characters on CB can actually buy Merc Treads? We have Mundo for sure. Echo can buy Merc Treads if he wants. Braum can buy them. Kindred can buy them. Really, only Vayne would rather not. Vayne can go cleanse. So I think that a lot of what we're seeing on the scoreboard here in a vacuum can actually be negated through tenacity and magic resist.
It potentially can. We are going to be seeing, by the way, that is a Trundle top and a Zac jungle, so
Oh,
they're going the same route.
alrighty.
The Vel'Koz into Echo. This was actually an interesting one entirely because Vel'Koz can get spooky.
Yeah.
Vel'Koz can get very spooky, especially if he actually gets the time to do his thing, even through Merc Treads. Like, there's kind of just a point where Vel'Koz sort of just points at a target and they kind of just die.
Yeah, but in the same vein, Vel'Koz is very long range, but his projectiles move really slowly, and Echo has a lot of mobility. So there is a chance for outplay throughout pretty much the entire lane phase to avoid trades going even for the Echo. He can get his pokes and then try to dance around the projectiles.
Yeah, what I actually see being the biggest game changer here is when the fight comes down, we're going to be seeing that Kindred ult come out. It's going to I think it's really going to come down to, can the Kindred ult come in clutch enough? Or is it going to be a situation where it backfires because the entire Squirtle squad's inside the Kindred ult and also gets the healing, and all of a sudden your Vayne's already out of her ult, or worse, and suddenly your damage is gone.
I think we're gonna have to see an early Grievous item, maybe on Ashe, because Zac and Trundle, they don't really want to build Bramble into Mundo, because that's sure it'll work during the lane phase and during the 2v2s, but once team fights start, Mundo's not going to be hitting either of those characters, and it's going to become very hard to apply without landing a CC on him. And he has his passive to avoid CC.
Bramble Leona.
Potentially. I think that Ashe is ultimately the person who should be building it, though. It's maybe Vel'Koz can get away with Morelos. Maybe.
I see 3 points where you might see it. We might see some weirdness with Leona if we're feeling cheeky, and Leona is bound to get auto attacked. That's just like how the champion works at some way you expect it. So.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how they play the Grievous game out of Squirtle Squad. I think that's actually going to be a major point during the early team fights. Like, if they have Grievous for the first Dragon or the first Herald, I think it could make a huge difference. And that might be where Cracked Boomers have a chance to actually take over the game. That might be their first big opportunity.
Yeah, we'll see here. Now, we really didn't get a chance to do it last time, but I guess the chance is coming around for game 2 here. What do you see as what's your prediction for this game? Who do you think is going to take it? Given the compositions, given what we at least know now about the teams, who's going to take game 2?
Okay, well, there are some slight differences in the way this comp works on the side of Squirtle Squad. I think ultimately it's kind of the same idea. We have pick potential. We have a very strong bot lane. It's not the same bot lane, but we did very well with Ashe Morgana. I think we're going to do well with Ashe Leona. We have a lot of ranged magic damage in the mid lane. What I'm trying to say is I think Squirtle Squad left me really impressed last game. I think they have a similar comp, and I think they're going to do the same thing, frankly.
Now, normally I'd be obligated to be contrarian just to provide some drama on stream, but unfortunately I really can't disagree with your logic there. What Squirtle Squad executed in game 1 is possible with their current composition, and we really didn't see a lot of strength out of the top side of Cracked Boomers, and really out of the jungle of Cracked Boomers in game 2. Now, obviously, their jungler was on something significantly more passive, but if you can't really get a farming advantage and maintain it with Ivern, then I'm not sure it's going to be a farming advantage that you can maintain with Kindred. Kindred has even less ganking capability than Ivern does, and I feel like that's going to let... I feel like the weakness that occurred in the top and jungle is going to let him down.
That's a fair observation. I'm going to give them a chance here. So I thought Victor's performance was pretty strong, but I think Victor, ultimately, he's not a playmaking champion. He's a very stable mid lane. He goes for control, and we really couldn't control the game because we lost jungle and we were behind bot early on. Echo, on the other hand, is very, very much a playmaking champion. So I think if we have a similar performance out of mid here, there's a chance that Echo can actually pressure the lanes or pressure the jungle. Also, on the other hand, I think Kindred is so different from Ivern that I would just expect a different performance out of this Kindred. I don't expect this game to go the same at all as far as the jungle matchup goes.
We will see what happens. And I mean, we're counting down here. The spectator timer is off. We'll hopefully get in game here real soon. And with any luck, we won't have any more weird spectator bugs, but hey, it's Riot.
Okay, we're waiting for that moment of truth.
Yeah, we're just, okay, we're up. Skin game's a little stronger this round.
Oh yeah,
A lot stronger this round, actually.
Team 5 skin on each side. Look at that.
Yeah. I'm flexing the prestige vein, so swing in your wallet at them.
Yeah, this game brought to you by American Express.
Yep. Academy Echo, solid. The Super Galaxy Kindred, I don't like it.
So if you had to pick a matchup, looking at this real quick, if you had to pick a matchup to watch for this game, what do you think is going to be a turning point and or a point that both teams are strong enough that it could go either way?
If I had to pick one, I'd say it's probably going to actually kind of come down to mid-bot.
We're in the Shadow Realm again, so we may have to do another workaround. It looks like spectating straight from the lobby might be bugged out right now.
As is tradition. Right? Get on it, please. We would like to have our casts back.
But back to what we were saying, what's your lane to watch this game?
I'm going to say mid lane, and I'm going to say mid lane because it's literally going to revolve entirely around whether or not they can actually contain the Echo.
I'm going to agree with you there. I think that the Echo is kind of the champion that's going to decide how this game goes. If I had to pick one, everyone's important. The Vayne has pop-off potential, of course. The Kindred could do great things and really reverse our impression from the first game about who's going to be stronger in this match. But I think the Echo, like you said, it's absolutely going to decide. Oh, back in? Okay.
All right, we're synchronizing at 10 here for your viewing enjoyment and our lack of confusion. And just waiting for the stream and everyone to get set, get settled, get comfortable. While you're here, chat, grab a bag of popcorn, because with any luck, this one will absolutely be a banger as we finally load in Summoner's Rift for round 2. It's lights out, away we go, and we're loading up to the gate here. We're not seeing anything yet, but they do look like they are pinging. Okay, so we're seeing one ping out of blue side, a 5 spread ping out of red side, so that should tell us enough about where they want to go.
It's interesting. So this is a match where I thought red side might actually want to push in to figure out where the Zac starts. Zac is so dangerous in the early game, and not knowing his start can be a problem. It looks like both teams are opting for the really passive 5-point play here, and they're just saying, you know what, if we play it straight, if we play fundamentals, we think we're going to win.
Yeah. So there we go, 5-point setup. No shenanigans in play at all, which, okay, understandable, but unfortunate. I wanted blood.
Yep. Sometimes you don't get blood. Sometimes you get hardcore rationality and patience.
Yeah, so it does look like, however, that we are going to be seeing... If I had to guess... I mean... Zac can start wherever, although ideally I'd probably start blue with Zac, because he regenerates health anyway. His mana's... Like, just so you can get that out of the way, stop bot. But they're going to start red. They're going to go for the health regen. It's actually going to be opposite clears, so...
So we have some interesting summoner spell variations here. Ashe substituted out the heal for Ghost, and of course Vayne did end up going for Cleanse.
Yeah, so the Ghost Ash is actually useful. Ash is running, so see what can we see what she is running? No, we
Well,
cannot.
so real quick while you look at that, it looks like the Echo is actually fighting tooth and nail for Prio in mid, which is not what I expected. But he really wants to get that Prio for Kindred.
He should have it a little more naturally than this anyway, just because of how Vel'Koz works. So Ash is running the lethal tempo, where Vayne, its lethal tempo is all around in bot lane. It is aftershocks, from the looks of it, all around in the support role.
Oh, we're on this Braum. We are going. This might be a first blood here.
Yeah, welcome to. It is absolutely going to be a first blood, and that's why you played Leona, by the way. So,
wow.
This is the Leona. Welcome to the Leona lane. Welcome to the Thunderdome. From level 2 to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, all the way to level 18. We are pushing one button, and it is the go button.
There you go.
So that's already excellent there. That is a good move out the gate to establish effectively dominance here. This puts Vayne on the back foot already, and Vayne's kind of already on the back foot just because she's so dramatically outranged in this matchup. This is what makes it
going in on the window here. Look at this.
I mean,
it looks like
why
he might
not?
actually go for the kill.
Gonna get a bit low here. He is Mundo is in a little bit of a disadvantage into the Trundle, at least for the time being. But they are holding relatively even. Jungle's holding even as well. Echo getting a little bit of a CS advantage in the mid lane, but it's nothing too terrible at the moment. That is nothing that the Vel'Koz can't come back from. Now it absolutely is, because he just lost a lot of CS.
Okay, and we have our first big call to action on the map. We just saw the Kindred mark spawn topside, which is where both of the junglers are, but Zac is going to get there first.
Yep, Zac can get there first. He can relatively easily deny Scuttle, but I think Zac is fancying himself a gank. There's no vision here. He has the room. That's coming out. That's a good stop. Mundo is way too slow. He's way too at risk. He goes down. Oh boy, the ganks aren't stopping, and Kindred is like she didn't even pick up the Scuttle.
Oh, we have an exhaust out on Ash here. Vayne, Braum going in. They need one flash. Okay, looks like Ash gonna fall to Vayne. But we have the Kindred here as well.
Leona could go next if they want to try it. Yeah, they're gonna double kill. So and there's the advantage of what they can do with the Braum stun. That does even them out a little more. That actually puts Vayne ahead just a little bit. So they're gonna need a little bit of help here. Kindred doesn't even get a chance to get down there until later.
It looks like Zac did end up getting the top crab, so we didn't get that first mark just yet, unless it was marked on one of the bot laners.
No, mark is denied. Crab was taken first. Overall, it is a slight lead to correct boomers, but that lead isn't really manifesting as anything at the moment.
Interestingly, we actually have a CS advantage in the mid lane, but we're having a fight here top. Looks like just a pretty hefty trade.
Yeah, every trade involving Mundo and Trundle is going to be hefty. These two can actually sustain up for a long ways off here. Ooh, a little bit of a miss CS here. There is a potential here for a freeze, which is not something that Mundo really doesn't want to deal with. Mundo doesn't actually have an answer for a freeze.
Looks like Mundo's just going to recall here. He's satisfied with the wave position.
Yeah, the fact that those minions are hitting turret are not great for him, but this can potentially be the freeze here. Nope, they're gonna crash. So Mundo does a smart thing here, crashes the wave, doesn't let the freeze build up, which is really good because there's really nothing you can do as a top laner if a freeze actually occurs, especially without teleport at the moment.
We actually have a huge tempo advantage in the jungle right now. Zac has recalled and spent 1,100 gold on his Balmy Cinder. Kindred is not yet recalled. This could be a dragon window, but it looks like we're gonna full clear instead.
Yeah, Zac can be absolute lightning into the multi-minion camps. So basically the entirety of bot side except for the red. So that's actually something he can get away with. And he's going to grab his wolves here as well. Bit of a trade, keep going down the top lane. It's going to be a little bit more pressure applied in the bot side as well, although Vayne has a slight CS advantage and a slight gold advantage, manifesting itself currently as a noon quiver. That said, we can already tell here, Leona is absolutely looking for something. Mycroft Holmes keeping on the investigation here. The obviously more brilliant brother of Sherlock Holmes, and he is looking for every small little clue as to what weakness is to the weakness.
Interestingly, Echo just recalled to get boots 1 only, so he really values that move speed. Oh, but he gave up his teleport for it.
Yeah, he gave up his teleport. Doesn't really matter, though. Teleport's not super special until 15 minutes anyway, so he's thinking he's safe to get that clear and keep that pressure up on the Vel'Koz. Which is exactly what he's going to do. He's going to get a bit of ward, bit of river vision. And guess who's going up again? They don't have vision of this. They don't know where he is. Let's go. The shield goes down. The wall goes out. That's a flash force already. He's not going to die to this, but that is a forced flash, meaning there's another 5-minute window here where the Mundo can just get bullied.
Yeah, and interestingly, the Mundo already didn't have ult. I didn't see when he used it. He must have just used it to heal up after a bad trade.
Most likely what he did. Oh, hey, look. Zach is inside Kindred's jungle.
Oh, yeah, we have some counter jungling going on, but Kindred can just do the dragon here.
Yeah, that looks like what they might be willing to sacrifice Ocean. It's a little bit of a weird sacrifice.
We also have a Herald coming up in 20 seconds. Zach would have the inside track to that, and it looks like if Kindred is going to show taking the dragon, Zach may just go straight to the Herald afterwards.
Well, they absolutely know where she's at. They think she definitely showed up on the scuttle. Yep.
There you go.
So Zach is just going to eat her entire bot side and get vision down. There's consuming those two. Now we're going to probably see the scuttle die here. He did show up on the wards. They are aware of him.
Zach wrapping around here.
Echo knows he exists. So they're going to call it off. Nope. They don't call it off.
Looks like Zach saw the mark spawn on his raptor camp and said, you know what, this isn't worth it. I'm going to E across the lane and go run to my raptors.
Yeah, that does push the Echo in a little bit. That does free up the Vel'Koz. Does put the pressure off. But it also frees the Echo up to back.
Right, meanwhile, looking at CS numbers, Mundo up 20 CS. We have a 1 camp lead in Zach on the jungle. We have a 10 CS lead on Echo in mid, 10 CS on Vayne, and of course support are pretty much dead even.
Yeah, weirdly, the mid lane and the bot lane are almost dead even on CS across both teams, which is interesting. That very rarely happens.
It's a really close match.
The weird thing right here is the fact that the Mundo, the one that's getting bodied in this lane, is also the one that's up on CS.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't go so far as to say he's getting bodied. He's had a lot of gank pressure, yet he's still holding his own against the Trundle. I would say he has an admirable performance here.
Oh, I think we're about to see some excitement here in this lane. They're going to let them push. Yeah, they're definitely letting them push. They're pinging where Kindred is. They know where she is. Now, yeah, no, see, the problem about this is they can't do anything about this or see it coming.
This is starting to feel a little forced. We have our wave pushing into them, not pushing into us, and yet we're
but this does give Zach plenty of time to get down here. Vel'Koz is free to return to his lane. They don't really need his help. Okay, here we go. They're starting up the gank. The ult goes down. That's a good lockdown on Braum. Braum's gonna pop here. Oh, it's Vayne that pops. Braum is not able to get away either. He's eating a lot of damage, but he gets stunned up. Double kill to Ash! You say a forced gank, but I say they're playing the long game. Zach came in like a missile. Vayne gets locked down, and there's nothing you can do through the cleanse.
Yeah, Zach really just hung out until it worked, and he made it happen, so I misspoke.
I mean, here's the crazy part. He's still up on CS. He had the time to do that.
In the meanwhile, though, we are getting a Rift Herald on the Kindred, so it's not like nothing of value was lost.
They do have a little bit of extra turret pressure here. That could probably go mid, probably could go bot. I'd actually honestly, I'd push it top. Free the Mundo up.
I don't know if they can win the 2v2 at this point, though, but maybe that's the move.
Well, Mundo here, he's got the Bramble Vest, he's got the Balmy Cinder. Mundo is actually pretty scary at the moment.
Okay, let's see.
Kindred taking the... Oh, he steals the Grump! That's not going to be fun. Alright, Mundo is here, he's pretty tanky. It's a lit of a laser going down. Vel'Koz pops in the back. The Kindred ult goes down. It's not going to be enough to save her, though, from the looks of it, as she just walks away. Lots of damage going down. Zach is going into the blobs. This will probably be a kill unless Trundle can do anything about it. No, he cannot. Trundle goes down. Zach goes down. That's a lot of carnage in the lane. And we're about 1,000 gold up.
This is one of the things that we had mentioned, that the Echo getting ahead and starting to impact the map is probably their best way to win, and that's exactly what happened. That play did not happen in mid. Happened. Oh, here we go. We have another fight.
They're gonna drop a top lane. Yep, they're going to unlock the Mundo. So, but okay. And while we're looking at top lane, unfortunately, my other prediction came true as well here, which is there's really nothing Vayne can do right now about a Leona Ashe, as she's just getting slaughtered.
Yeah, and it's getting to the point where I think we need to reconsider lane assignments. We got to get this Vayne Braum out of the spot lane because it's getting ugly. Ashe is 4-1. She's going to recall and come back with a mythic item.
And she's going to come up here. However,
Okay.
Vel'Koz is dropping mid, so Vel'Koz can't really stand up to Echo in a straight-up fight. But Echo really isn't going to be tanky enough to stand up to Ashe, I think, at the moment as well. I think that's kind of our area where it's a little terrifying.
I don't know, this Echo's getting pretty big. I bet he can 1v1 the Ashe, because keep in mind, the Ashe doesn't have heal. If you get on the Ashe,
True.
everything that you do is sticking.
True. Of course, we also have to remember that with this Ashe, there is no 1v1.
Zac, on the other hand, doesn't seem to mind 1v1ing Echo at all. That is a huge shutdown for Zac.
Flubber bounces right on back, and that looks like what's happening here as we flipped again, and we're back to dead even. So Squirtle Squad is saying, no, you're not getting ahead of us this time. You're not allowed to snowball. This is our rift. Get off.
All right. We do have Echo down, but our teleport will be unleashed in 45 seconds. I wonder if there's any chance of contesting Dragon.
This is a scary place here. So they're going to start the Dragon here. There is a giant ward at the mouth of that pit. So if they can do it quickly enough, they might be able to get it.
Oh, we have Kindred in the bot lane here. Are we going to go for a play on Ashe? Let's see what we can pull off. We have an ult out of
They're
Braum.
absolutely going for it. The Dragon goes down. The Braum thing goes out. Ashe is free. That Vayne, I think the Vayne push actually failed. Holy crap, someone's actually already in the back there. Leota goes down, but Braum dies with him. Shut down, though, as the Mundo throws the Cleaver. They do actually go, so it's a two for one. Sounds like a bargain deal almost, but Zac's here, and Vayne's incredibly low. Yeah. Oh, that's it. Yeah, nope. Vayne's dead. Vayne's dying.
Wait, no. We had a great
my
condemn
out.
straight into the wall, and Vayne is out.
Right, I forgot the single most annoying ability Vayne possesses.
Meanwhile, we're diving this Vel'Koz again mid.
Yep.
Ults out and says, "You're gone, buddy."
Yep. However, interesting thing here, Zac did that to stop the turret take, which I think is absolutely the correct move here, because that turret was getting scarily low here. In exchange, that bot turret is currently, they're currently down. Mid turret or top turret dies first, so first turret goes down to Squirtle Squad. Bot turret is low. Mid turret doesn't matter because it's guarded by an Echo and you're not getting past him. But it does look like they're able to equalize. Yeah.
A free mark in the river here. I wonder if Kindred just walks over to grab that.
And that is Scuttle. How many marks are we at? We are at 2 marks, so it's not scary yet. We're not to the 4 mark threshold. But we are now 1 mark away, so we gotta be aware of that.
Kindred is on a lot of gold, though, so I don't think we're going to have issues collecting marks until
Nah, but you know what we're gonna see is we're gonna see a turret dive here real soon.
I'm excited.
They gotta know this is coming. Mundo goes in, Mundo's ulting out. That is a very, very dead Trundle. And the turret dies as well.
That's actually the first... Oh, it's not the first turret of the game. I misspoke. Now, neither top laner has a turret.
Yeah, they're just trading turrets left and right here. Bot lane also kind of trading left and right here as well.
And we go on Vel'Koz again. They say, dude, Vel'Koz, this is not your lane anymore. You're not allowed to be here.
Yeah, no, see, the interesting thing about this is Vel'Koz is still very much capable of farming from maximum distance, so doesn't actually lose out too much on that one.
A little bit of wet noodling in the top lane. Looks like Mundo's going to recall. So, overall... Oh, no time for overall. It looks like we take out the Vel'Koz again as Echo.
At this point, I'm not even sure if it's worth killing him.
This game's looking really good for cracked boomers. What are your thoughts? How do we get back into this from Squirtle Squad's perspective now?
Well, just kind of keep doing what they're doing. Like, yeah, your mid lane's hemorrhaging, but it's just on your mid laner. Everywhere else is holding fine. And Vel'Koz is going to do what Vel'Koz is going to do. He doesn't actually need that many items to be somewhat effective.
How do we stop the Echo, though, from running over the game?
I mean, the issue is right now, the only way to really stop him is to lock him down. And currently, he doesn't actually have a Merc Treads. Like, he's sitting on a lot of gold. He might pick up the Merc Treads. That will definitely help him survive. But really, you just got to lock him down. And he doesn't actually have the tankiness to really survive a full engagement.
Oh,
like,
he goes Sork Treads. Sork boots, rather. He
that's
said,
actually really...
Merc Treads.
Yeah, that's dangerous for him, though. He is vulnerable. Kindred's also good dodge out. That's a lot of people this Leona's dead here. Nope, we're not. Okay, that was a bait, actually, on the caster. Since Leona's taking a lot of damage, she flashed it up just fine. Zac is doing just fine as well. Over the wall here is Ashe. They might be going a little too far. Mundo, the ult to slow the Mundo down. That doesn't stop the counter engage. Rift Terror decided to join in the fight, but nothing much comes of it. Echo wasn't there to make a difference. However, now we have Alcaz in the back, who's going to be poking away, but it's a Mundo. He's going to heal up and eat everything. Echo's going in the back line, but he doesn't actually have the opportunity to really get very many kills down. Leona is low, but she does survive thanks to that bit of extra tankiness. Echo finally dives in, grabs the Ashe, but that's under the turret, and there's a lot of damage going down. Laser's going to shut down the Echo via the Vel'Koz. Kindred ultimate goes down. It's protecting them, but that doesn't matter. Mundo goes down as well to the Vel'Koz. The Kindred gets a kill off. It's a double kill off from the Kindred as well. It's going to be a triple kill. It's finally it'd be a triple kill, and it is just a Vel'Koz that is left. So it is a very bloody fight in the end. It does become an advantage to crack boomers. Echo does do what he does, but the Vel'Koz actually comes clutch.
I gotta say, that was an amazing Kindred ult. That was starting to go really south with how low everyone was getting in the dive, and that Kindred ult was just massive. Kept everyone on the team alive.
Yeah, Vayne fancied herself an assassin there, and might actually try it again here as Vel'Koz is in a very dangerous spot. Oh, it's a good stun! Shut down on the Kindred! Vayne has to run away, but it doesn't matter. She's gonna die now. That's not a great teleport. There's literally a Leona right next to you. Mundo goes in. Mundo goes for stun immunity, and he is in a very bad spot. He is surrounded by 4. Long can he survive? It doesn't matter. He is going to die. Oh, cracked boomers.
We were just talking about what Squirtle Squad needed to get back in the game.
That was
I think
right
they
there.
have answered that question for us.
The caster curse goes down. We have a Cloud Soul as well, which is really not good for cracked boomers, because that movement speed and slow resistance, like that's what they want, but they are denied the Cloud Drake now.
Excuse me.
Oh, that was... They had the fight, they had the objective, but they greeted for the turret and they paid the price.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the items here. What do we have? We have the Divine Center on the Trundle to help him deal with the Mundo. I like that choice. We have a Sunfire Cape out of Zac. We have Leandri's Torment out of mid lane. Or Leandri's Anguish, I'm sorry. We have the Gale Force, and then we have, drawing a blank here, the Locket of the Iron Solari. Okay, just a little bit of vision play over here in the river. And then on the other side, we have the Frostfire Gauntlet on Mundo. We have a Kraken Slayer. We have a Proto Belt on Echo. We have another Kraken Slayer on Vayne. And we have another Locket on Braum.
And we have Bramblevest, by the way, on the Leona. So weirdly, we're right about the Bramblevest Leona. I'm interested about the Locket. I actually don't think Locket's the right choice here with Leona.
Yeah, you know, I kind of agree with you. I think the Locket on the Braum is perfect into the Vel'Koz, into all that AoE, the volleys.
And while we were talking about the way Vel'Koz died, again.
Again.
It's becoming a meme at this point. I actually think the Neverwinter is better.
It's nice to see the tables turn, though, and see the Echo have such a nice performance when they struggled so much last game.
Yeah, it absolutely is nice to see that. Kind of going back onto the Leona here, I actually think the Neverwinter is better just because of what Leona does. And because it just shreds through them that little bit faster. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially on things like Mundo. Especially on things like 9% extra damage on Vayne. That's like 3 less auto attacks practically for Ashe.
And we are not going to kill that Zac. It's just not happening. It's not even worth trying.
He's too thick right now.
Too thick. Oh no, Vayne, not like this.
No, indeed like this, is you can't do anything about it. Leona is taking a lot of damage here. This is where Locket is useful, as it does stop a lot of the burst damage from going down. Kindred ult will save lives, but it only will save 1 as Mundo tries to go forward. Mundo becomes immune to the slow, but it doesn't matter here as he's getting torn apart. Oh, the slap goes in the back line, and there's nothing the Mundo can really do to stop this. He's getting slowed down too much. This is why it's painful here. It's a death in slow motion. The fight's already over, and they decide to just laser beam him down.
It has
Finally.
to be Baron. And so for the first time since Leona got first blood in bot lane, we have a gold lead on the side of Squirtle Squad. That's the fight that did it.
That's Baron. That is absolutely Baron right now. They're already getting ready for it. They're making sure they don't have an option in. They do have a singular blast cone into the fight, but they're down a jungler for another 2 seconds. They're down a Braum. Braum can see into the pit, but that doesn't matter. Oh, that damage actually hit. That kind of hurt. They might try something here.
Looks like Echo's getting ready to go in, and he is. They lose the Baron,
He's gonna go in, but it doesn't matter. He's gonna pop right back out. He tried to go for the steal. He tried to go for the fight. That doesn't matter here. They're not gonna get any objectives at all, as Vayne just can't get close enough. Squirtle Squad get away with absolute murder and then blatant theft.
You know, I gotta say, it's starting to look pretty dire for Cracked Boomers. They had a moment of hope with that super fat Echo, but they all got shut down. They've now lost 2 team fights in a row and a Baron, and they're down a Baron buff in 2K gold.
They get outplayed by positioning from the Ashe. That's the thing I think is happening right now. Is Ultimate Ace is just out positioning Zenil. Like that's what's happening here. Zenil just can't get the positioning to kill Ultimate Ace quickly now. The Ashe is just using the range
made a few
advantage.
poor choices, and we overstayed in the bot side by red buff that one time after the one fight, and we fell, and then we walked kind of an illegal route in bot lane just a minute ago, and we fell again, and it's starting to look like Zenil might be playing a little recklessly.
I mean, that's you're Vayne, right? There are certain champions in this game that like just encourage that kind of play. Vayne has to play reckless to play well, and sometimes it bites you, and sometimes there's just some mistakes that are too reckless, and that was one of them. Okay, we got another fight. We got another skirmish here set up here. Mundo doing Mundo things, but he can't save the Scuttle Crab from getting taken. That just picks up a massive amount of hit points. A bit of a slow, a bit of a stun here. Mundo he can stop a lot of the CC just by existing and body blocking it. But there's not much he can really do here. 12 seconds down the Dragon. So they are setting up for Dragon. They are waiting for it, but that Scuttle advantage going to blue side means there's really nothing they can actually do about it. There's no way in. That's a very bad place to be for Kindred, and she's forced to burn ult early. Kindred ult burns early. They're already in the backline, so they are separated, but Kindred's gonna die to the beam! Excellent play. A mistake was actually absolutely forced. Braum is gonna drop for as well. It's a double kill to the Veilcause. There's nothing they can do about this in the backline. That stops Vayne from existing for long enough to actually do something that... That's not Vayne. Vayne stops existing in that fight. Echo stops existing. Can't even get into the fight by courtesy of the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. That's going to be the Dragon. Vayne has to back off. Cracked Boomers had the advantage, but they are slowly throwing it all away with these small mistakes.
We banned every champion the Squirtle Squad played last game except one, and guess who's carrying the game?
Oh boy.
Should have banned
What you're
Ash.
telling me is we should have just banned the entire team comp.
Should have banned Ash.
Oh man, that honestly, that Kindred brush check was unnecessary. That you have a Mundo, you have an advantage right now in that they have to come to you for this Drake. And I'm not even sure what the Kindred was doing there. Was that like a vision quest? Was that just trying to check on where they were?
Looked like maybe looking for a flank, but yeah, it was a little reckless, and it looks like we're trying to gain control, but at the same time we're losing confidence on the side of Cracked Boomers. We're starting to walk greedy paths when it comes to Vayne, when it comes to Kindred, and the thing is we really weren't doing that at the start of the game. This was a team that was playing really decisively, really cautiously when need be, and now it feels like not only are we not decisive, but we're not cautious. We hesitate to make a decision, and we kind of wander through the bushes, and we get caught and we die, and we lose Dragon for it.
I feel like they're seeing the CS numbers or something, and they're just like not respecting them, as if they're somehow like weaker or something. I feel
That's
like
a possibility too.
I really feel like there's just a lack of respect for the absolute kill capacity that Squirtle Squad has across their entire team composition, and the fact that if you make a single mistake, you get locked down and you die. There's one team member on their team that can face check, and he is called Dr. Mundo. And right now, he's not present. So don't bother, basically. Is what I'm saying.
Echo, yeah. I mean, what I'm seeing from the team comps here is that really, red side, crack boomers here, we're playing a counter engage comp. We don't get to pick the fight, so we better be in a good position at all times so that there isn't a super bad fight for us for the other team to pick. Oh,
Yep, Echo
some
here
action
going
on the
for a
top
little
side
bit of a
here.
split push, but Vel'Koz now has the ability to delete minion waves, so this actually is a little bit of a problem for Echo. He can go for the kill, but the minion wave's deleted, and that's all they need to do.
Okay, and Echo, it seems like he was trying to get ready to dive for real on the next wave, but Vel'Koz knows that. He's learned his lesson. He's like, all right, cool, I'm out. You can hit the tower a few times. I'll be back with full HP. And Mundo trying to walk away, but he just can't.
Yeah, no, this is the problem when you run into Ashe. Ashe is just a permanent slow machine.
We had to use an ult there, and we decided Mundo's ult is the ult to use. We're going to save Braum's ult.
Yeah, a little bit of failure on failure violence there, but that's
There
normal
you
for
go.
that. Yeah, Echo forced to back. The turret does go down. The Trundle's splitting in the bot side.
He's
Trundle is
all
just
the way
splitting in
up.
the bot side. Yeah, he's just leaving. Like, he got the free tier 2 before the Echo. He's putting the pressure on. He drew their entire team away. And the problem with that is now you let them the 3 in the mid. It's a 1-3-1. Like, the Squirtle Squad are actually pulling off a 1-3-1 in, like, amateur play, guys.
Yeah, and they're doing a great job of it. They have the more threatening 1-3-1 with their engage tools. Okay, looks like we're now just going to absolutely demolish the topside jungle.
Yeah, they're camping them out a little bit. There's a little bit of a threat here of a flank, but they see it coming and they leave. Now they're drawing them. They could be drawing them into Baron. They don't have people here yet. It is currently 4 versus 5. There is a teleport up on the Echo, which is useful, but there's nowhere for him to really go except for maybe that little bush there. So there's no flank ward.
Yeah, and you know, Echo is not in a position that he actually has a lot of pressure yet. He needs to get closer to that tower, so I don't know if we should be letting our health get poked out just yet as cracked.
It doesn't matter. There's a little bit of damage. Oh, Zach's going in for the background there. He grabs the 2, and he is making sure they know that they have been cut. Let's bounce indeed. The arrow goes out. A couple ults go down. Echo is forced to ult out. He's forced to burn his teleport. He's forced to run away. 2 flashes are burned.
And I don't know if you saw that, but
That
Echo
might not be
actually-
enough. Nope. Kindred ult is going down. You can't kill us in here is what we're saying. Ashe actually picks up the healing. Ashe is gonna get the kill anyway. So Echo does pick up a couple of turrets, but it isn't going to matter here. It's going to be a turret race, and if we're going to be completely honest here, I favor an Ashe against an Echo any time of the week.
Oh my god,
Oh,
Ashe gets
Kindred
the
flash
pick.
forward dies. That is a reckless flash if I've ever seen one.
Oh wow, and Echo is forced to Zonia's here, but it does look like he has a chance of getting out. Let's see if he throws back the Q, and oh, he flashes out.
Yeah, he's going to do that, but they're losing time here. They're losing inhib turret. They lost inhib turret.
We're losing Baron number 2, and the gold gap is widening. It'll be about 9k after this Baron goes down.
Yep.
I'm sorry, 7.5k. I doubled the gold value of Baron. My mistake.
Oh boy, that doesn't really matter though. As Squirtle Squad, it got a little spooky for them in the middle point there, but they kind of just held on, played their game, and played to their compositional strengths. And kind of like I said, the execution barrier on their composition is just so much lower.
Yeah.
They have to focus less on their mechanics and can just focus more on murdering champions.
Yeah, I mean, Squirtle Squad, if one button works, if you hit a Leona ult, if you hit a Ashe ult, every other button hits too. It's really hard to mess that up, especially when we didn't actually go into any merch reds. We don't have a single pair.
Yeah, none at all. So there is nothing out this year. The gang just shows up to the bot side dragon, and there's really nothing that the cracked boomers can actually do to stop them from taking the vision.
And we really want to be in the river.
Echo wants a bit of a flank here. He goes for the flank, doesn't actually get the stuns down. That's a very dangerous place to go. He is forced to ult back. Echo is out of this fight. Mundo goes down incredibly quickly. The health bars are still incredibly strong here. The kill goes down onto the Vayne. That is pretty much it. The ult actually hits, and the Kindred goes down. That's going to be Drexel.
And Trundle's just TPing straight top with Baron.
Yep,
Only
straight
Echo
up
to
with
defend.
Baron. They have waves mid. They have a wave piling up bot side. There's nothing that Echo can do about this at the moment. That is going to be Soul as well.
And
So
this might be game here. At the very least, we're probably looking at 3 inhibs right now, and then a back and push.
I'd say a minimum 2 inhibs, as the death timers are just so long. Minimum 10 seconds on basically everyone. That's another turret that goes down. It's
We
another
got
turret
2
going down bot
inhibs.
side. So 3 inhibs looks like it's going to be the price paid for this one. They might fancy themselves a chance at this fight here as Mundo is up. And Mundo is going down really, really quickly. That is not a good sign for your tank.
Zach goes all
Zach
the way
goes in. Zach gets stunned. It isn't really going to matter. Zach's going to get saved by the Kindred ult actually as the turret goes down. Vayne drops, Kindred drops, Ash drops in the back, but it isn't going to be enough as the Nexus drops before the fight can be settled. The Squirtle squad in a bloody 32-18 take game 2.
Yeah, and it really felt like we needed to adjust our draft after the first game as Cracked Boomers, and we didn't make it over the finish line with the changes that we needed. We had a lot of the same issues in both drafts. We saw a team that had to be played into and needed to have a lead, but then in the first game we never got a lead. In the second game we got a lead and we threw it. I mean, we got greedy, we overstayed, we threw our lead, and then we couldn't be that force that you have to force them to play into. And we just fell behind. We had no engage, no real poke. There wasn't really anything that we could do to claw back into the game once we fell out. It was just slowly losing dragons, attrition, losing Baron, losing towers, and then game.
Yeah, that was an absolute. They did great in the early game. Correct Boomers showed signs of life. They showed that they could play up when the champion's execution level demanded it. Things got a little bit dicey with the first blood in the Leona, but the Braum Vayne held up, maintained a CS advantage for basically the entire game as far as that it actually mattered. The problem is, the CS advantage is all well and good. They just couldn't do anything with it. The Vayne was basically locked down into that one lane with Ash. She wasn't able to get the flanks off. She wasn't able to dive deep and get the assassinations that Vayne is good at. She wasn't able to provide any sort of actual pressure. She was really one of the she wasn't that scary as a champion. I don't think anyone on Squirtle Squad had reason to be afraid of Vayne at any point in that game.
Yeah, and it really looked like Cracked Boomers this game. They knew how to use the tools they had, but they didn't have the tools they needed. And so this is what you get. You had your Vayne as your primary carry into 3 champions that outrange it.
Yep, you had your Vayne, you had a very the Echo was fantastic. That was honestly one of the better Echo performances we've seen in recent memory. It was an excellent choice into the team composition, if only because Echo is a fantastic counter-engaged champion and he's a fantastic diver. He just had no support going around him. He had a Vayne and a Braum, and Braum works great in front-to-back fights, and Echo doesn't want to fight front-to-back. Mundo also works great in front-to-back fights, and again, want to fight front-to-back. Kindred is somewhere in between, and
we spent a lot of time with we got a lead on Echo. We got a lead by killing Vel'Koz, but then it felt sort of like we kept reinvesting our lead on Echo into killing Vel'Koz, and Vel'Koz ended up doing the second most damage in the game. When push came to shove, Vel'Koz just didn't need the resources that Echo needed. And so Vel'Koz was still a force to be reckoned with. And with Ashe getting so far ahead of Vayne, we really needed Echo to be able to kill Ashe. But with Vel'Koz and Ashe as a double threat, it just wasn't an option. He had to pick one, and then the other one would inevitably carry the fight.
I think the thing that actually compounds that and makes that a little worse is not only does he have to pick one, which is really hard to do, but he has to do that in an environment where it doesn't matter who he gets jumped on. We saw there several times. Echo would jump in, and he'd immediately have to ult out because there's 15 tons of CC coming at him like a wild freight train.
Yeah, my favorite time that exact play happened was in the second to last fight around the Baron pit. Echo TP'd in. He was forced to ult so soon after his TP that he actually ulted all the way back to bot lane.
It literally ejected himself from the fight. He had to voluntarily leave the fight because if he doesn't, he's gone. That's it.
It looks like we're getting an interview request in chat for for Butter Freelo. Is that something that we're going to be able to do, Dragon Rider?
So we are looking into the interview here from it was an absolute banger of a game, despite the technical difficulties, despite Riot doing their best to make sure that we're not allowed to have fun. We had an overall pretty good game. There's a lot to talk about. I'm pretty sure the lads in Unsealed next week are gonna have some words for this game.
This was a really fun game to watch, and if I'm one of the lads, I'd love to talk more about it. Yeah, overall, I really liked. It was really interesting to see how little the game felt like it was focused around top lane, but at the same time, the top laners were still able to have a lot of impact. It's interesting how the teleport changes have made the map feel like it really, really has two quadrants now. There really is a definitive top side and bot side, and it doesn't feel like top side is just this loaded gun waiting to blast bot lane at the perfect moment, which is kind of what it felt like in the past.
Yeah, that was definitely a parent error. All right, it looks like we are indeed going to have our interview, so we're going to wait for our host to bring him on up. All right, Butter Freelo, welcome to the, I guess, the post-game lounge.
What it do?
Well, apparently you a lot to them, so we're going to start off with, I guess the best question here is the plan going into games 1 and 2, because it definitely seemed like you guys had one.
So initially, well, as a founding member of Squirtle Squad, which I am, nobody remembered that, but we would pretty much just play like team comps that usually go well with team fights. So we pretty much always have like CC in our comps, just pretty much playing it safe. Like we don't take anything. And the biggest plan that we had was not using Karen Franz tonight. He's just not up to par anymore, is what I heard. But
Right.
yeah, ultimately
So
we pretty much just play good team comps, in my opinion. Like I feel like we won the first game big time in Champ Select. And then the second game, like they would like even my like in top lane, like the Mundo was a way better pick than the Malphite, which I can only speak to that really.
Yeah, so there was a point there where it kind of, I guess there's this weird thing there where they were technically ahead for about half the game, really.
Yeah, the beginning of the game they were definitely ahead because we lost like a 3v2 pretty early, and right in our jungle where I got pranked by Echo like 4 times. Where I was like running after him, and I was like, "Yeah, it's not gonna happen." And then I would die, and then our jungler would die, and then it was pretty much over from there. But then once we got into the late game, we would just start popping in team fights essentially because we would survive with like 3 or 4 people at the end of the team fights.
Yeah, it definitely looked like in spite of their lead, they never really got ahead, and then it seems like the plan basically was for both game 1 and 2, just wait for the fight. They have to fight us eventually. They have to fight us for this objective, otherwise we get it for free.
Yeah, because really the only like I lost top lane and then mid lane Shadow was getting thumped on, but then as you guys were saying earlier, like Vel'Koz just fucking drops his ult or lands a combo and he's just catastrophic. And then same thing with me, I just have to hit my ult on Mundo or Vayne. And it's pretty much over from there. So both lanes that lost were still good in the mid to late game.
So with the jungle as well, it looks like that you guys had really invested a lot of jungle pressure into top side. Is that would you call that like a play style of yours, or was it just a plan for these 2 games? Is it something you react to when you win trades? What was the thought process behind that?
I think the one I just knew that he didn't have a ward early on when we got the first kill. And we were at top scuttle, and I think Kindred was playing for bot scuttle. So it was more just like there was no way for him to counter gank, and we'd get like a free kill or a free flash away. So it was more reactionary. Like I don't think that's real. Maybe with Jared because when Karen France is there, they have to camp his lane because he's so bad, and that's just what I heard on the streets.
So it's a trained behavior in your jungler that you just got to take advantage of this game.
Yeah, they were worried about tonight, so they had to sub him out because he's too much of a liability, which is fine. He's a good guy, but.
So after that slight upon Karen's honor, which hopefully he will redeem later.
Yeah, we'll see.
Right, I guess the best. I mean, right, we're obviously running a little bit out of time here. It was a great game, bit of a long game actually. So the question, Hal, is what is your predictions going forward? And I guess the better question is, who's making it into playoffs and who's winning?
I haven't been in Seal for a few years, so I don't know about the other teams very much. I'm just like the sixth man for Squirtle Squad because a lot of them are original players that we played with when we first made the team, and so I mean I would hope that Squirtle Squad would take it, but it's really on Karen Franz as if he can get his life together. You know,
Right.
I put it all on Jared.
Yeah, that's what we're hearing here. All right, Squirtle Squad's fate rests with Franz. They're doomed.
But I appreciate you guys letting me talk. It was a good chat.
Yeah, sure
Thank
thing,
you.
man. Well done those games.
Yeah, thank you
Thanks,
very
buddy.
much. Thank you to Dragon Rider for hosting this event. Thank you to Riot for, I guess, existing long enough to make this game, even though your client's terrible. But that'll do it for us tonight. Thanks to chat as well for hanging around through our obnoxious cast, and well, for those of us here at the luxurious seal casting booth, good night, good luck, and for the love of God, don't int.
All right, everybody, good night, and thank you for watching our stream.